and welcome back to Mindful Model Makers Workshop. Might be a little bit wobbly there. Reason is we're actually away in Tewkesbury in the motorhome, but as you know, I don't stop modelling when I'm away. I carry on, and as I said in my last video, I'm going to start some card modelling. So what I decided to do is get a Metcalfe kit. This is a service station in Double O. And I got this when we were in Hereford, a really good model shop in Hereford, the biggest I think I've ever been in. So if ever you're in Hereford, visit this shop because it is got everything, even second-hand stuff going right back to the 30s, old Airfix models, all sorts of things. So really good. Right, so the reason I wanted to make this service station is because I want to turn it into a diorama. I like making small dioramas, so I'll start off with the basic kit and then add. You can buy loads of things from all different places, eBay, whatever. You might have bits and pieces knocking around. You might want to make parts yourself, so it's very easy. So I also want to make a scale scenes model of a modern kind of loco shed for a little project that I want to do later on. But the thing is with scale scenes, it's really for a little bit more skill in card modelling than something like a Metcalfe, because Metcalfe is kind of pre-cut. So I wanted to start with that, get that going, and then go on to the scale scenes afterwards, because the scale scenes you need to get the card, cut the card out to shape, and then you glue papers over the top, brick papers and various other things. So that's a different thing. But anyway, we're going to start with this. So inside you get instruction sheets, and it shows you step by step what to do. So obviously that service station bit, that's the front, and then this bit here goes on the inside. So that's the inside bit. And then of course there is the glazing that goes in after that, so it builds up with different thicknesses, different layers, so when you're finished it's very strong. So that's the first part of the kit that I'm on now, and then it goes into more detail, and as you can see from here, there's lots of different thicknesses to build up behind, so the thing becomes very rigid indeed. Now, what glue am I using? Well, I've been recommended to use this Rocket card glue. I did get it on Amazon. They were doing a deal, 2 bottles for, I don't know what it was, about £18 something, free delivery, which is quite good because this is not a cheap glue, but it is a very quick glue for drying, and it is very watery as well, so you have to watch it when it comes out. Now when I did the glazing, what I did on that, I put the glazing strip down and then I drew with a pencil roughly the outside, so I knew how much on the inside, because I didn't want to run the glue right up to the edge, because when you press the glazing strip on, the glue will ooze out onto the outside of the window, and I don't know how that will dry. It did happen in one place, one tiny place. I managed to just wet it with a tissue and it wiped off. So I don't think it'd be too much, but you don't really want the added work of doing that. So you can see where the glazing bits have been put on. They're very well made, and as you can see there, we've got the window. There's a little shop window there, and there is a door which I've got here, which will go in at some point. That's glazed as well, so the door will go in, and there's lots of little bits and pieces. There's signs. You've got all different signs, so you can make it up, a BP, an SO, or a Shell garage, whichever you want to do. And you've got all the various bits, signs that go on the outside. Then you have these grey, just these ordinary grey colour pieces, which are reinforcements, so they go in. So this piece, this outer piece here, goes on top on the inside. It will fit on top of there, and that creates a bit to hold them in properly. There's other internal printed bits to go on as well, so I'll show you them as I progress. All I wanted to do roughly is to show you what I've done so far. I don't like to just do step by step cut and you see me cutting pieces out. What I've done, I'm going to show you what I've done. What I use is something that I've used in my earlier videos. I use this safety ruler. The reason is because I like to use very sharp blades to get a really clean cut. So the other thing I do with a lot of these, so this is just an ordinary Stanley knife. I prefer the ones with the retractable blade, but since there's no children around here, it's pretty safe. I use these diamond grit sharpening tools, and then all I do, I draw it across the blade, and what you'll find that this blade will probably last the whole of the making of this kit, because card, this type of card is quite thick, will soon dull the blade and it will need resharpening. So I find if I just draw that across a few times, I can cut that quite easily. So this is just a scrap piece. I'm just going to put it on there like so. I hold it down so my fingers can sit in that trough, and I can be quite firm with how I pull that across, like so. So 3 goes and we've got a very clean cut. So I will put a description for this ruler, the code for that in, because they do sell them on Amazon. I don't think with Amazon. The only reason I do it is because it's easy for me to put it in the description. And I'm not saying they're the cheapest. It's entirely up to you where you buy it from. But if it's something, the other thing with Amazon, it gets delivered very quick. So that's why I use them. If you've got a model shop nearby and they sell all this stuff, then that's really good. But for those that haven't, I find it very quick. So this came within a couple of days, and as I said, no postage, and I got 2 of them. And I would imagine with the amount that's in there, there's 50 millilitres in there, and it's very liquid. I would imagine it's going to go a long way. So that's where we are on this Metcalfe model. It's very nice. There's even the base plate for it to go on. So that's as you come into the workshop, and these are the shop area and all the other bit. You've got car sales bits that are going to go around, and also there is the part where the petrol pumps are as well. So yeah, I mean, if you've got petrol pumps of a similar gauge that you want to use on there, you can mix it, and you can see some of the internal walls on there, so that when you look through the door, you've got the printed on the inside. So I think it's a thoroughly good model. If you've done none before, I would strongly recommend starting with something like a Metcalfe kit. £16, not bad. A few pound for that. If you've got a Stanley knife, and buy yourself a decent ruler. I'm not sure how much they are, but I have used it before on one of my modelling videos. Can't remember which one, but I will put it in the description so that you can find it. And it's called the Morn Safety Rule, and it's very good because you've got your fingers in that trough. You can press as hard as you like, and you can cut as hard as you like along there. If you just got a thin steel rule or whatever, there's you know, not much of a margin, about a 1/16 of an inch, and boof goes the tips of your fingers. So you don't really want to do that. Anyway, thank you very much, and probably tomorrow I'll make another video and you can see how I'm getting on. But thank you very much, and if you can hear that noise, that's the rain, because we've got that new hurricane. I think it's Hurricane Kieran or Storm Kieran on its way in. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.